Poetry is impactful due to its subjectiveness and relevance. Superior poems are the ones that have the greatest impact and relevancy on the readers. In one art, Elizabeth Bishop uses repetition and examples to recognize that loss can be painful, but proposes that it is important to master the art of getting over losses so that people can keep living and enjoying life. While in We Wear the Mask, Paul Laurence Dunbar uses rhythm and repetition to emphasize the importance of being open about the struggles to build a better society where people can truly enjoy life. Therefore, both poems, We Wear the Mask and One Art, promote the universal idea of facing and embracing adversities to improve and enjoy life, which is a cornerstone of human culture. However, We Wear the Mask remains more relevant to modern society and has greater depth than One Art, therefore being more impactful and by default more superior. In We Wear the Mask, the title alludes to the human habit of repressing real feelings and how society has conditioned people to believe that they must only present the most perfect version of themselves to others. This idea remains extremely relevant today as we obsessively use technology to continue rapid and widespread consumption and production of content promoting the idea that perfection must only look or feel one specific way. Throughout the poem, Paul Laurence Dunbar critiques the societal expectation of outward perfection and happiness, which forces people to hide their negative feelings and experiences, even though unhappiness and struggles are universal. However, due to these masks, the situation continues to remain unchanged. Therefore, Dunbar proposes that society can only progress and improve if people are vulnerable and honest with each other, because it is difficult to find solutions if we hide or ignore problems. His message strongly resonates today as our world continues to avoid real problems like global warming, geopolitical crisis, and the great debt in favor of societal codes, the masks that prevent us from improving and changing society. Although Bishop's direct language with solid examples in One Art makes the poem easier to understand the message that loss is a part of life and must be accepted and even embraced, Dunbar's poem has greater sophistication because it is full of layers of meanings and utilizes substance and form to further the message. For example, the rhyming patterns highlight Dunbar's message in the dissonance of human nature. For instance, the first stanza follows an established rhythm of We wear the mask that grins and lies. It hides our cheeks and shades our eyes. This debt we pay to human guile. With torn and bleeding hearts we smile. That gets broken at the final line and mouthed with myriad subtleties. This creates greater emphasis on the last line since it breaks from the pattern. As the poem progresses, the rhythm becomes more indistinguishable, and it seems that the poem itself is losing a mask of perfect rhythm and harmony, revealing greater depth and character. This serves to enhance the message of the poet that masks take away from society and vulnerability and honesty are important to improve society. Moreover, the repetition of the phrase, We wear the mask, as the title and in each stanza of the poem, draws the reader's attention and leaves a memorable impression. The phrase grows increasingly satirical as it ridicules humanity for choosing to wear a mask and allowing the world to dream otherwise, rather than confronting emotions and situations to achieve a society where the mask would not be needed. This repetition adds urgency and emphasis to Dunbar's call for people to stop hiding their realities. Additionally, the usage of we throughout the poem from describing why and how people hide from the world to the last stanza where it contrasts the external mask with the internal reality is significant because it shows the complexity that everyone wears a mask to fool each other and the world, but at the same time, everyone is miserable because of pretending. This relates to our present-day situation where people are unhappy because they are constantly trying to meet a certain standard promoted by mainstream media, and still choose to embrace the media because they are stuck in a cycle of faking emotions and experiences for a sense of belonging, despite no one truly feeling as though they belong. After a global pandemic, our society has become extremely familiar to loss. Therefore, Bishop's message on the importance of mastering the art of getting over losses so that people can keep living life is important, but also well understood. However, due to the constant promotion of perfect ideals, people increasingly feel as though they must lock away their struggles, which hinders societal growth and progress. We Wear the Mask is superior because we need the reminder that our problems will only improve if we speak up and discuss them, rather than allowing societal standards to mute our experiences.